Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of MTG Arena Run. Today we are going to be taking a look over at the Brothers Brawl. So what happens here is we have two events actually. We have the Brothers Brawl for Urza's army versus the Brothers Brawl for Mishra's forces. Now what happens is you will if I were to play Mishra's forces, for example, all my opponents will be the ones who pick from the Urza's army side. And both sides have 5 different event decks. I guess we go with the younger brother first. So yeah, we'll do Mishra's. So we'll do Mishra's forces. There are 5 different decks to choose from. Actually, of note, Mishra's forces. These are all black and or black red. While Urza's army, they encompass the remaining colors. So it's white blue, and Taunos is there, so there is a green-blue deck. Queen Kayla is there, so there is a white-red deck. But otherwise, you're not going to see any black on that side. So we have 5 decks to choose from. I guess we can. We'll start with our supporting cast. So we'll start with Ashnod Flesh Mechanist. So Ashnod's shtick is that whenever Ashnod attacks, you may sacrifice another creature to create a tap Power Stone token. And what we do with all those creatures that are now in the graveyard, exile a creature card, create a tap 3/3 colorless zombie artifact creature token. So this is definitely graveyard strategies true and true. We want to get creature cards in the yard. But it's mostly all about sacrificing creatures. We have repeatable creatures like Persistent Specimen. Actually, it's just Persistent Specimen. I would have expected the other ones. We do have some Unearthed. Ashnod's Harvester, Razor Lash, Transmogrant is repeatable. We have some of the early strategies, Blood Artist and whatnot. Jadar, always a classic in these sacrifice decks. Reassembling Skeleton still there. Putrid Goblin, okay, maybe not that infinitely repeatable, but still repeatable. And a bunch of really good cards that look for stuff we control. So our game plan is pretty much rotating around sacrifice. Getting our creatures to dice for like Bastion of Remembrance is a good one. Liliana's Devotee is also a good one there. We got Lithoform Engine to copy triggers and activate abilities and some spells. Symmetry Matrix. Yeah, we are generating a lot of zombies. Those are generally 2/2s and 3/3s, so we can draw cards off those. Liliana's Mastery is always solid. Terror Grid, not so sure how it's mostly us doing the sacrificing. I think we have a few cards that can get our opponent to discard. I don't see any cards that can get our opponent to sacrifice. No Invoke Despair, so people can breathe a sigh of relief. Oh, we do have one, Portal to Phyrexia. That is a sacrifice outlet. Anyway, we'll definitely do Ashnod first. So this is Historic Brawl. So we're gonna cash in on this event. We're gonna give this one a go. We'll play one game with each of these decks. Win or lose, we'll see how far we can go. We'll see how far we can go here. Hopefully we can win all 5 games, but if not, so we start off with a Retrofitter Foundry in some Thieves Tools. Phyrexian Flesh Gorger is always good. I guess we start with this. It helps that Ashnod is very cheap. So actually our plan here is, if we're going to go for the acceleration plan, I want to play Ashnod first. Opponent is rocking Urza Lord Protector, so this is the meld one. So this is 2 mana to create. So we're actually going to need to play Retro first. Opponent does have Hard Evidence. I guess we do play Underhanded Designs here. We are going to get a lot of artifacts to enter the battlefield between these two. So you may pay 1 life. These are not sorcery speed, so we probably just want to sit back here. When it's just going to draw a card. Yeah, we don't need to go for it now. We do have some instant speed removal in our decks. So we just going to see what our opponent does. And we can activate this if we control 2 or more artifacts. We don't necessarily have to though. So this is 1 sacrifice to create a Topter. Yeah, we will play Ashnod out first. And since it's only 1 mana to active, I could just play Crypt Breaker as well. I'm trying to... I really wish I checked our opponent's deck, see if our opponent had board wipes. I could just wait, actually. Because technically, we can just sacrifice underhanded designs if the situation merits it. Opponent's just going for the discard, the draw and discard. It does become a problem if our opponent is able to meld Urza. They are going for, okay, some early mill, sure. They milled out a Scar All Possibilities, okay. So that is a 1/4. Kind of doing the slow boat plan here. Now I could swing with both of these, sacrifice this to make a token. Thieves' Tools doesn't really quite help here. The Flesh Gorger would be really nice though. What we could also do is just sack this to make it into the 4/4. And untap, though the untap doesn't really do anything. Okay, let's just play this first. We're pretty much going for a very underhanded engine here. No, I could just cast the Flesh Gorger now. I am concerned that our opponent might have a... I just don't want to walk into a board wipe. Alternately, I can just cast Thieves' Tools. That gives us actually 2 triggers if I'm... That actually gives us 2 triggers. And we can sack the retrofit. We can sack this one to give us ourselves a 4/4. Opponent does have a Might Stone, Weak Stone. Do they just draw? So we definitely are holding on to... Yeah, sure. Yeah, we move her to command zone. We are gonna hold on to the... We are gonna hold on to the mana because if we draw into another swamp, which we did not, though we do have alternate plans now. Like, I can start generating the extra mana. So we're gonna decline this. And we need to have enough artifacts to make sure that we can activate underhanded designs when our opponent moves to... When our opponent tries to meld. Opponent goes for a Primal Amulet, so that should make things cheaper. Opponent goes for a Runic Shot. Okay, I'm gonna put a stop here just in case. Sometimes Arena can be very fickle. Yeah, being able to meet your golem, the might stone and weak stone, is also a big deal as well. Opponent goes stolen by the Fae. It just bounces, so yeah, sure. Okay. Still not sacrificing, just still holding up the mana here. I could conceivably play Terra Grid. I could also sack this, just go meet your golem, get this out of the way, make sure it's not a problem anymore. Does our opponent have... Oh my... okay. Now, there is also an argument for taking out Primal Amulet, but we have to go for the Might Stone Weak Stone first because we did go shields down. I'm gonna decline that. If we had drawn into another land, it would have been much easier. Opponent's just gonna Surveil instead. Do we have another... I would be surprised if our opponent had ways to get this card back. But this might actually be a long battle. I would love to be able to cast this one, but we're gonna have to be very patient here. Also, that's a golem, so it does not fit into this plan here. And I would say that most of our damage was exclusively dealt by underhanded designs. Opponent's going to scar all possibilities. They will flip that. Kind of wish we had a way to reanimate this or at least get stuff back. Opponent is gonna dump two to the bottom. Opponent finally goes for Urza Lord Protector. We hit our 6th swamp. Kinda want to just go for this, so yeah, it can't be blocked as long as its power is 3 or less. So technically I can put it in here. I could just equip this, just start swinging. Basically just trying to hurry it up. We will play 1 Crypt Breaker. That leaves us 3 mana for Retrofitter Foundry. Precog. Opponent is gonna get 2 shots at it, so they do get the payoff there. And yeah, the copy was not cast, so they do get the flat draw tree. We do need to find a way to speed things up. We do have some zombies, but most of our zombies are actually going to be coming from Ashnod and the altar here. Spell Satchel. Somehow I feel like the Urza Lord Protector deck wants to do more than just it's it should not be just all about that meld, but I think they do have other ways around it. Opponent's still drawing a ton of cards. As long as there's no Thassa's Oracle here, I'm fine, because our opponent has actually drawn close to almost 20 cards more than we have. Opponent is gonna Swords to Plow. We kind of want the mana, not the life, so we're gonna do that. Again, let's put a stop there. Opponent goes Arcane Proxy. What do they copy? Okay, they're gonna Swords to Plow the Crypt Breaker, which is not exactly that functional. So sure. So we're not gonna pass the combat yet. We're gonna create our servo. And if our opponent does anything funny, that's not funny enough, we can take the tree. Yeah, we're gonna go into Lantern mode. Gonna hold back the Flesh Gorger for as long as possible here. Oh, Archmage Emeritus. Wow, it's really all about the card draw. So I'm suspecting that there is a board wipe somewhere in the future. I do kind of want to chain this up though, so Retrofitter into a flyer. We can use it to block this one, but I don't feel that that's necessary. I'm surprised there's no artifact removal yet. Maybe there's a farewell in the future. That would mess up things quite a bit. March of Otherworldly Light, going for the Lantern. So we're going to just make. They do get a copy of it. So what are they targeting? Targeting the underhanded designs. We will crack this now. Being able to activate all that stuff in response was actually quite fine. And I think our opponent did discard a card. Ooh. We're there but not quite. Opponent is giving us the option of letting the Arcane Proxy die. Yeah, sure. They might have a way to recycle everything, so I should be in the lookout for, say, a Brilliant Restoration. Probably not gonna, still not gonna cast Ashnod quite yet. We can do Retrofitter, Foundry, Sack, and whatnot. Also interesting to note that Thieves' Tools, if this was the prototype version, we could have actually made this unblockable altogether. This one actually being very cheap, the first time you cast it is quite a big deal if you can't remove it right away. In our case, we didn't really our opponent was able to go off quite a bit. because we didn't remove it right away. They got quite a few discounts there. Also note that we've only had opponent go Surveil. They do have March of Otherworldly Light as the only removal spell. They could also say do another card draw spell. Like if they decide to do March, pay for the full cost, I can actually just wait for them to pay the ward cost and then sacrifice. So our opponent is actually always getting the raw end of the deal, more or less. So but they do get a lot of triggers, so we'll see if they pay first. Resolve one by one. They paid, so we will. No, yeah, they're going for the Retrofitter Foundry now, which makes perfect sense. Might as well make 2 servos on the way out. We don't really need the treasure token anymore because we have all the mana in the world thanks to Cabal Stronghold. And now we could actually just give one of these Thieves tools, make it though we kind of need card draw now. So what I can do is actually attack with this guy. Okay, forces them to activate that. Exile a creature card from your yard. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, sure. We'll let the damage go through. We'll exile the Meteor Golem. We still have some mana left over, so might as well. So opponent's still really chaining things off, and this has just been the first game. We're already at close to half an hour. Looks like the games are going to be very brutal here. This might be a very long video. I'm probably only going to be able to Thirst for Knowledge. And yeah, they've drawn more than 20 cards than compared to what I've drawn. They're actually getting close to drawing more than 25. We are quite close, but yeah, opponent has been able to take such a big advantage here. We're just one board wipe away from having to start all over again. Fateful Mending means they're not going to quite die yet. They are going to have to discard 2 cards. Yeah, the lack of card draw really annoying here. But we did, I will say, we did force our opponent to use most of the removal and a lot of other stuff. Sure, fine. Kinda want to exile. We can likewise just convert this into a 3/3 zombie. It'll be tapped, but it's still better. It's still better in this case. Yeah, I kind of wish we had the blood art. Oh, it's not tapped actually, so that's fine. Yeah, I guess we do put it there. Why not? Yeah, we're still waiting for that board wipe to wipe us off. Thankfully, we will be able to recast this and exile a creature card if it gets to that point. This one makes the 3/3 colorless zombies tap. This one does not. So that is an interesting play. Also, nice that it's each upkeep. We will get a 1/1 Death Touch Snake. Also noted that our opponent has not bothered to recast Urza Lord Protector. Mostly, probably because they don't need the discount anymore. They also have quite a lot of cards on their spell satchel. Supreme Verdict. They did finally have it. But it does wipe their board as well, so not a horrible reset. Opponent goes secrets. I suspect our opponent is doing this just to charge this up again so that they can snipe Ashnod at first opportunity. Recasting Urza Lord Protector again. Wow, this might... Our opponent does have flashback cards, but I am incentivized to mill our own library because we kind of... Yeah, we kind of want to hit some creatures. The Dark Salvation, not a great hit, but able to get that payoff there. We're gonna get to a point where it's gonna be super expensive to recast Ashnod. Let's see. Oh, that's only activate as a sorcery? Okay, we kind of goofed up there. But not the worst. We could still cash one of them in. We'll cash the Virus Beetle. It is gonna take a while though. Our opponent is functionally at, if they use Primal Wellspring, they're functionally at 11 life. No, they're gonna play. Ooh, wow, we might actually. Yeah, we probably could still lose this actually. Yeah, if all we're drawing are swamps, we're probably we can actually still lose this. No. Opponent's going for the commit. Not gonna let that happen. Yeah, move into the commander zone. Opponent could go for another spell and then go for the relic play. Yeah, this might take way too long. I'm actually incentivized to concede at this point. Our opponents just regained all their life back. Did we make a mistake in taking this out? Maybe we feared the meld too much. We could have actually let our opponent... Could we have let our opponent meld? I don't think so. So lose that mana. We could recast this again. This might be this might go very long. And I don't have that long a timeout also. I have to do Pokemon Unite weekly in 1.5 hours. Our opponent starting to draw cards is an interesting point, though. Shark Typhoon. Okay, I guess we can safely say we lost this one. We got very close, and we literally got very close off the back of Underhanded Designs, Retrofitter Foundry, that small engine. But there is no way we're going to win if we have to worry about... If we have to worry about them drawing into lands and not having additional draw. Yeah, no point in making another power. Now note that we can probably just exile another creature in response. Only going Torrential Gear Hulk. Yeah, you know what? I think it's safe to concede now. Our opponent drew way too many cards. We bricked on like 3 or 4 lands in a row. So that was no help. We needed to punish our opponent more. Ironically, the one thing that worked against us was our opponent having a 1/4 creature. Well, let's put Ashnod aside. We'll take a look at Gix Yawgmoth Predator. Maybe the big guy could do better. Oddly enough, this is a Shadowborn Apostle deck. So the idea is whenever a creature deals combat damage, you can pay a life to draw a card. And it has a special ability, activate ability. You can discard X cards, exile top X cards of your target opponent's library. You have to pay 7 mana, but you can play lands and cast spells from among those without paying their mana cost, which is a big deal. This is the one that has this Invoke Despair. It does have a bunch of big creatures, but the idea is that you're getting them off Shadowborn Apostle. The question is, this might actually be more of a meme deck if I'm going to be honest here. Like, it even has Helm of the Host mostly to copy this, but could copy a few others. The Stroke of Luck would be a nice way to get a bunch early. Raise the Draugr is to get more of those back. Tabrax, kind of a combo there. We'll give this one a shot, see if this pans out. I am starting to have doubts here. Maybe Mishra's Forces is the losing team for a reason. I would probably cry out that yeah, it's probably designed that way. I would also probably complain if all the decks are face versus Urza Lord Protector. Yeah, so in other words, everyone in the Urza's army is boring. Oh, just kidding. But I can understand the allure. Everyone wants to go with the big meld. I kind of wish that they intentionally weakened the rest of the deck because this is the obvious playable. Because this was the obvious playable. That said, we are keeping an awkward 2-lander, but Hive first, Shadowborn Apostle. We do have to note that they do have Supreme Verdict, so we should keep that in mind. We can Fateful Mending. I think our opponent is gonna take their time. We can go Shadowborn into Shadowborn into Gix, swing, refill our hand that way. Opponent does discard... Oh, Sphinx's Revelation. That's a thing, if I remember correctly. I am going for the go wide here because I'm gunning for turn 3 Gix. Like even if that is our opponent's play, we can still draw 2 cards off the deal even if we lose one apostle. Though now if our opponent does have Supreme Verdict, we will. Don't really want to draw into Bells and Lock. Ideally we hit our next 2 lands, but we can do Shadowborn, hold up Village Rights. Let's see, maybe our opponent does go for Board Wipe City. They could also just do Fateful Mending again, but also they did have Wizard Spellbook. Yeah, nope, they're going Fateful Mending again. So, but we are on the clock here. If our opponent starts getting we know that our opponent has quite a few bombs based on that extended gameplay from a while ago. But though I do like having Gix means that Shadowborn Apostle is not necessarily just for going here. That said, we did hit 4. I will swing with everything first. Let's keep drawing some cards. We can play 3 Shadowborn Apostles, hold up Village Rights. Yeah, we're literally just throwing Apostles into the grinder. We're hoping that the card advantage does keep up, even though it's all just Shadowborn Apostles. We do get Invoke Despair now. Yeah, we'll hold up the 1 Village Rights. This would actually have been a good deck to place Blood Artist. Though I agree Ashnod was also a very good option as well. Opponent now has 5 mana. They could do Farewell. No, they're just doing Metallurgic Summonings. Yeah, this would be the perfect time to Invoke Despair. But I do want to Village Rights also. Yeah. Drag to the Underworld, also nice, but we got something better to do. Mostly because it also takes out the enchantment, which is a big deal. Yeah, that was a well-timed Invoke Despair. Now, we probably want to take action. If we draw too many swamps, I'd say we draw 1 more, we will discard 1 swamp, then we decline the other 2. We can now actually just hardcast Bells and Lock at this point, but could there have been better demons to choose from? Maybe. Opponent, it's instant or sorcery, so commit, consider Sphinx's Rev. They're going for the Sphinx's Rev? Okay. It goes on the top. Now they could do Memory so that okay, going for Haughty Djinn. We do have removal for that, thanks to drag. Oh yeah, speaking of Devotion, we are actually getting a lot of good cards coming in for Explorer Anthology, so Mono Green Devotion is going to be a thing. Okay, sure. We're again in this same position here. Okay, we'll draw 1 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now Raise the Draugr is an instant, so we're actually gonna hold that back. So let's say our opponent goes for a big board wipe, we can just get 2. Okay, opponent going for Lier. They can do March for 1. Consider is also an option. Probably not commit, not at this cost. Going for March for 1. Okay, sure. Now we know their last card is a Sphinx's Rev. They could memory into something as well. I could swing with these just to draw into more cards, but now this is the case where I wish I remembered what the other demons were. Yeah, I have 4 here, so I only need to. So even if our opponent eats 1. Okay, discard. Okay, so Shadowborn, 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 Shadowborn. Pass. So our opponent will have to draw a board wipe. Sphinx's Rev is an option. I would they most likely would do commit to memory. It is sorcery speed, so that is an issue. No, they're going Sphinx's Rev, X equals 5. Let's see if our opponent swings. Probably not. If they swing, I can chump block with an Apostle and then sacrifice to search for a demon. We're gonna go for it now. Note that we have Bells and Lock in hand already, so we kind of want. Let's see. Taborax is a 2 weak. Archfiend's a bit weak. Whenever you lose life, draw that many cards. Oh wait. Oh, never mind. Hit the Overwhelming Remorse. We also missed the win. Anyway, we'll swing for this now. We missed the win. We could have activated Hive. So we'll play 1 Shadowborn Apostle. That's what we're gonna sacrifice. Yeah, we missed the win right there. But our opponent does have to cast a lot of things to not lose. We might still be able to get there. Opponent will have to answer both demons. They will have to answer Gix. They will have to answer the Hive. I will note that the game would have turned out very differently if we did not answer this Metallurgic summonings from earlier. So that Invoke Despair was a big deal. Opponent going Stolen by the Fae. So we're gonna do Mage. So Mage Hunter's Onslaught actually makes an appearance here. Then we have to activate Hive now because we need our opponent to block with multiple creatures. I guess we take out the commit to memory now. And opponent concedes. The floating trigger would have been enough to kill our opponent. Whew. So there we go. That was a much better show. That was a much better showing. Though I kind of feel like I want to do Ashnal again, but I have this sinking feeling that every deck we're going to face against is going to just be back to back to back Urza Lord Protector. I actually take it back. It looks like Urza Lord Protector was designed to be mostly a pure control deck, which is not the easiest deck to pilot for Historic Brawl. nice prediction processor. So definitely like Gix. If anything, it's because it's very simple. Let's do uncommon Mishra. So this one feels like it's going to be revolving around the discard and draw. Now ideally you want to discard an artifact card to get 2 mana. And let's see. Oddly enough, not that many artifacts. I'm surprised that none of the artifacts with Unearth made the cut. What did make the cut? Fiery Temper. Okay, that's one thing. Faithless Looting. Okay for the flashback. Devil's Play flashback's a thing. There is the research desk, but not. Mishra's Juggernaut does have Unearth. So it's a combination of Unearth and Madness. And we should also be on the Cityscape Leveler also has Unearth. Also be on the lookout for other cards that let us discard. So Fable of the Mirror Breaker is a good one. Scrapholder is a sacrifice. We could kind of leverage this. Trash for Treasure is also a very good one to leverage. You discard, say, one of the big ones with Mishra, Excavation Prodigy, sack one of, then cast Trash for Treasure to get one of these back. Good times. Crucible of Worlds also good. Celestis is fine. Wait. What are we missing? Oh, Containment Construct. Not that many discard, but Heiko Yamazaki, a way to cast artifact cards in your graveyard this turn. That's okay. Twin Shot Sniper, Elder Dragon Ward. That's discard and draw. That's a good one too. Ox of Angonas, a way to get stuff back. That's solid. Okay, this looks promising. Promising for mono red. Let's see if this pans out. And okay, place your bets. Is it Urza, Lord Protector, yet again? Or are we going to get someone else? I also have the sinking feeling when I do Urza's army, we're going to be looking at everyone just playing Mishra. Oh no, this is okay. Congratulations, we got someone different. Someone playing Taunus the Toymaker. They did take a mulligan. We will keep this one. We don't have anything actually to discard to. This doesn't exactly have flash, so might as well just cast this now. We'll save the Mox Amber for when we actually get Mishra down, because that would be that would be the surprise trick. Llanowar Loam Speaker. This would be. So this is a Birds and the Beasts deck. Get it? Now let's see. XL top 2. Not incentivized to. We also want to not play everything out because we kind of want to discard some artifacts as well. Though we need to have a 2 mana play to do that. I guess we pass. And now I kind of wish instead of playing the research desk, we just played the Chromatic Start. That opponent going for Arcane Signet. Okay, so yeah, taking a first beating here. Not too bad. Game's just started. And then if the Bugbear's quite late here. I will actually just play the Mox Amber now. Swing for now because we don't have an exact plan for what to discard. Also note that the Toymaker is a 3/5, so it's gonna be a while before we can actually nuke this guy. Like, let's say I discard Chromatic Start. That's 1 mana to get 2. So we'd have 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, let's minus 1 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I think we might have enough. So let's see. So this leaves us with 4 mana. We discard, say, Chromatic Star gets us 2. Deals 4 damage, but we need to deal 5. Who do we want to discard cards? I'd say we make ourselves discard cards. We will discard Den of the Bugbear at this point, because we might need to actually hardcast Alchemist Greeting. Ichor Wellspring's fine. Yeah, this... Now, our big problem with this matchup is simply that this guy has a big butt. Now we have to deal with him over again. Now, instead of going for this, we might just go for this. Let's see. We can convert it to Knight, so we can discard Blazing Root Walla for free. Do I want to discard the Ichor Wellspring for mana? Not really. I could discard this, but I won't have the mana. Okay, the Lightning Bolt does help. And because of that, we will get the Day Flip again. Excavation, Explosion. So we at least have answers for this and this. I guess we do discard the Ichor Wellspring now. And we have to do this on upkeep. Kinda wish we had a way to discard this though. This only deals 4 damage, so it's a bit of a bust. I guess we just crack this now. One, two, three, four, 5, 6, 7. Taking a risk here because we did discard 1 artifact. And we are going to lose our entire board, so we do need to actually draw into a land. And this is the case where just landing 1 beast is pretty was enough to change the tide. So I like the concept here, but the cards that they gave us here were otherwise pretty underpowered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This doesn't even tap now. 6. So this one's gone. That's not coming back. I can cast this. I'll end up with 1 mana, which I can use to discard Mishra's Bauble, which I can get, but I will not be able to discard Alchemist Greeting. Ah, such a problem. Hold on. I say we go for it anyway. This one's probably way too math intensive for its own good. Yeah, and we need to make it night, so... Yeah, that was a bust. Our opponent... We probably could have just No, we did it because we had 1 floating mana. Okay, Selvala... Ooh, oh my gosh. Well, depends on what our opponent flips in. But our opponent is going to draw so many cards. Yeah, the Mishra deck is very underpowered. Oh, there's a discard outlet. So I can discard this for 2. Probably take out Selvala because we're not going to get a 4-drop anytime soon. So let's see. We can unearth the desk to sacrifice it. Yeah, this one only deals 1 damage, so... Well, it does let us draw a card. It's just very poor otherwise. Conspiracy Theorist. I'm gonna take a look with Mishra's research desk, but honestly speaking, I think this is over already. Yeah, we did hit a Mishra's Juggernaut this time. We definitely can cast this, but it's until next end step, which means we had to do this now. So that is a big bust. We're gonna concede this one. Unfortunately, uncommon Mishra. It feels like the shtick is kind of lackluster. Let's take a look at let's see if Mishra growing up makes things better. So this is Mishra, Tamer of Makfawa. So his ability is giving all your permanents ward to sacrifice a permanent, and every artifact card in the graveyard has unearthed. So as you can see, a lot of the artifacts here self-sacrifice or have ETB and death triggers that want to come back. So being able to get a free unearth is really nice. Again, the emphasis seems to be on the top end here. There are several cards that allow you to discard. I think these are much better. Seize the Spoils, Tomako Scrapsmith for incidental mill, big score. Yeah, so this one looks much better. Rizug the Bone Cobbler as a way to recast cards back as artifacts. Tran Vigil actually has an interesting combo. But we're definitely going with Mishra, Tamer of Makfa. We're going to take a look at this one. Maybe this one will give us better luck. Though I will say Taunus does look like a surprise hit here. The Gix I definitely like. That one is probably a lot more consistent. Ashnod. It's basically my dislike for super fiddly Brawl commanders. That to get the thing to work, you have to jump through a lot of hoops. It really doesn't quite work because there are enough single cards that they don't win the game instantly, but they can break out through such a board state that it's just as annoying. That said, this one feels like a very weak hand to keep. I will take the free mulligan. And oh yeah, another Urza Lord Protector. No. That said, we will probably lead off on these 3. We will probably pitch Seize. We will probably play Seize the Spoils, pitching Sky Sovereign. Mishra costing 5 is a bit on the tough side. I take it back. We are going to instead pitch. We are instead going to pitch the Cityscape Leveler. We have an actual chance of casting Sky Sovereign. This one will take quite a while longer. I could also take the risk of discarding 2 to draw 3. We'll do Seize the Spoils first. The treasure token is a deal. Opponent just going to think twice. That wasn't too bad. Okay, so we do hit some mana. We do hit the Doom Blades, which is quite important. Also, now Furious Rise does combo with Mishra quite a bit. I kind of actually want to discard the Tran Vigil for now. So this gives us the option to go Temple of Malice. Yeah, we'll keep the Sulphur Springs up top. Now, there's an argument for, say, casting the hostile, but we do need to hit that 5th mana. We'll... Though, wait, I already saw the Sulfur Springs. I could have just discarded. I could have just discarded the hostile. Opponent goes Sullen Division. They're really digging here. Now, this one has an end step trigger. Like, I could cast Mishra because given our opponent's board state, just making our opponent sacrifice a permanent is a deal. Unearthing the Cityscape Leveler is also a decent plan here. We have to note that our opponent does have Runic Shot, so we might end up unearthing Sky Sovereign instead. Also, yeah, even if they target, they're still sacrificing a permanent, so that's actually quite good for us. This is the deck that should have Terra Grid. That doesn't. Opponent going Gale. Gets back, think twice. Okay, looks like they're in dig mode. I do note that they only have 1 blue mana. That might be an issue for them. So let's see. We can. Yeah, we'll do this. Yeah, just get Gale out of the way. Might as well cast Furious Rise. This gives us additional card draw. We will crew. Now, our opponent can decide to destroy this, but I don't think they have that kind of luxury. Because they are kind of behind on board right now. If they end up sacrificing, and I will be able to just recast it again. In fact, I hit the land there. Opponent does have 6 mana now. Let's see if our opponent's deck does have Farewell. I would be surprised if it did not. But it might be a good thing if it did not. That would be. I have a feeling it might be too broken. They ideally want to cast this first. It's a very cheap removal spell. Yeah, but being able to set them back 1 mana is a deal. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then recast Mishra. That's not the worst thing that can happen. If our opponent just, well, they know what we exiled anyway. They might not bother with Furious Rise quite yet, but they also might, because we play this, we play Mishra. If they don't answer, we get another card. They are gonna answer it. I still get to play it though, so that's not the worst. That's not the worst deal. I can go Tomacal Scrapsmith. Military cards, Plunar. Do I want to just go for Mishra right away? Maybe not. I'm thinking of going for Mishra into a Surprise Unearth. So the Unstable Obelisk is not bad. Not a bad pull. We are probably going to end up playing Hidetsugu though. Let's see if we can convince our opponent, who's literally stuck at 1 blue mana. A lot of their draws, they do need to have more than 1 blue mana over time if they're going to hit their draw spells. Dove Insecurity, that's one way to draw more cards. Yeah, they're really digging for a blue mana. If they can't hit it, it's a problem. But they've been hitting our creatures for quite a while though, so maybe not the worst deal. I could just I could just unearth this guy, take out Dove Security. Opponent goes Fateful Absence. Well, no, they're putting back. So this one destroys target permanent. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I want to hit more mana. So maybe the Orrery is a good fine choice. So cast this. So this gives us 5 mana. We can then play Orrery into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, into just sacking the clue token, I suppose. Now we can actually... Oh, this actually taps for mana. We can actually still play this. Okay. Black. Now watch. So the plan here is to... Okay, opponent finally hit their second blue. But it's not going to stop us from destroying their blue sources because they really need to hit those. If they do play a non-land permanent, I could just go Cityscape Leveler. They're just trying to... But they are trying to rebuild their board. Scar all possibilities. It's just mostly draw, so yeah, we're gonna try to slow them down here. Also note 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, we also hit a Blood for Bones. Now take note that this is when you cast this spell. So Blood for Bones is not casting this spell. Which is a bit of a shame. Probably still gonna attack with it though. Actually, no. What we can do is we can just return this guy to hand. What do we return to the battlefield? Oh, I can... Yeah, we're going for the land destruction plan now. Though I might want to save it now that they've hit 2 blue mana again. I have to assume that they're going to hit more blue mana, then it makes sense to go land destruction on them. When I'm going for Urza Lord Protector. Do they have a way to protect it? No, just hard evidence. Might as well Surveil. You have the mana floating. Combustible Gear Hulk. No, that's good. We'll keep it at the top. No, I could just cast... May have you draw 3 cards, then mill 3... They do have expensive cards, so that we could go for that. I'm gonna swing first. So we'll see where our opponent plays next. If our opponent is able to chain more blue mana, we stop going for their lands. Mission briefing into Doings of Impunity. We do have black sacrifice a creature, so if our opponent were to go for an actual removal spell, we can just sack in response. Also, the nice thing of hitting that blue land so that they're not able to cast this again until they play another blue mana. That leaves them with Fateful Absence, Runic Shot, Marcher of Otherworldly Light. Though this is sacrifice a creature, so okay, they're gonna go for Fateful Absence. Okay, we'll let that resolve first. Floating mana. Opponent now sacrificing to draw. Okay, we don't really need those two. Yeah, the Chromatic Orrery kind of winning it for us here. Though they might have another removal spell. Like, we did see Swords to Plowshares from this deck the last time. Spell Satchel. Okay, that's not it. So we can hit for 12. Then most likely our opponent lets us draw 3 cards, so we'll take it. Actually, having a lot of high mana value cards kind of works against our opponent here. They're probably gonna let us have it. Ooh, we did not hit all the high ones though. So I'm actually gonna hold back on Mishra here. Because let's say our opponent has a board wipe, wipes all of these, we can cast Mishra and unearth one particular creature. You just need to present enough threats that we force them to board wipe. Their mana situation is not very good. If they're playing Dovin's Acuity, they're kind of in real trouble. And even if our opponent has an exile effect, thankfully Hidetsugu who covers it for us. So I'm liking rare Mishra here. Now we just need to see if Mythic Mishra is gonna pull its weight as well. Yeah, this is smacks of desperation. I'm starting to suspect that Urza Lord Protector is good if you can go the long game. If you're unable to go the long game, that might be a problem. And opponent concedes. Looks like they did. Yeah, their mana issue was a problem. Us able to land Chromatic Orrery really meant we could play everything out. It's brutal to say the least. So nice there. We have two. So we got 2 winners in Gix and Rare Mishra. We have 2 Ashnod. I find 2 Fiddly. Mishra Excavation Prodigy. I find 2 Fiddly. Let's see if Mythic Mishra, claimed by Gix. Let's see how good he is. So now the idea with Mishra is you want to be able to cast Phyrexian Dragon Engine turn 3. Mishra, claimed by Gix, turn 4. Attack turn 5. I don't see a way to give haste. No, there's Crash True, but that costs 1 mana. So notably, no boots of any kind. And the idea is to be able to meld into Mishra Lost to Phyrexia. Now, if we're not able to meld it per se, we can otherwise just... Also note that It's actually a lot easier to keep getting Phyrexian Dragon Engine back thanks to Unearth, provided you're able to meld. Otherwise, it might be a while. Other than that, a lot of spectacle here. I did see a light up the stage. It does. There is quite a good amount of removal. This is probably gonna be interesting. I also see a bit of a go wide team, mostly around Mishra's attack trigger. But yeah, this video has gone on really long. I'll most likely finish the other two games on my own time. The other games on my own time. I don't know if I will replay the other two, but I probably will. So, okay, let's keep this one. Now I want to save the River Tears Outlook, mostly for Fatal Push. Again, we're up against Taunos. That might be a problem. I guess we do Warlock class. I don't see, because Taunos is mostly a mid to late game deck, I don't see the need to Thoughtseize early. So this one, yeah, we'll activate this now. So raise to the ground, destroy target artifact, Neheb the Eternal. Kinda want the other land, but Neheb is quite good, decent here. Also, I don't see any artifacts quite yet. Okay, so our opponent is going to be playing the long game as well. Now, I do want to get the second black for Riveteers out. Actually, there's one thing we can do. Now is a good time to Thoughtseize. Let's see what their potential plays are. So Quandrix Command, Falcon Abomination, Mentor, Kelpie Guide. So all these creatures. Okay, Abomination might be an annoyance. Return target creature Planeswalker to its owner's hand. Also probably a big deal. I think I'm actually going to take the Quandrix Command here. So we're gonna play Takashi's Dig Site and pass. Our opponent might not even play. Oh, I was gonna say that they should not play this guy too early. Discards a card, 2 damage to Abomination. So the Ridgescale Tusker is the issue, so we definitely have to hold Blood Chief's Thirst for that. We're probably not going to play Neheb the Eternal right away, but that's fine. Because we know that we are saving it for a potential tree drop. In fact, it's possible we might be saving it for a potential 5-drop in Taunos. Wow, this guy's gonna be so annoying if it gets doubled. We definitely it's definitely a game of keeping Taunos off the board. Still no Dragon Engine quite yet, but I think we might be casting Mishra's Claim by Gix soon. Now, this one's unfortunate. This is most likely going to have flying. We won't know which one of these two, but I suspect it's the Ridgescale Tusker. He did hit a Canyon Slough. I could play Mishra Claim by Gix now, but this is a 2-1. We're not hitting these anyway. It's also unfortunate that most of our... We are most likely going to cycle this though. Yeah, it's very unfortunate that most of our removal right now is not going to hit either of these two. Cycle this. Mishra-themed Reveler. Okay, Fire Prophecy is also not bad. In hindsight, I think maybe cycling that slew was not a great idea. We cut. Opponent hitting 6 mana. Yeah, they're sandbagging. So we can Mishra-themed Reveler, discard a card and draw a card. I probably just want to play in the head right now. Because I suspect our opponent's going to get greedy. They're going to try to hit the land drop and play this guy again. Yep, they did just that. Let's see how willing our opponent is to give us the mana. Yeah, they were very willing. So we can actually cast... Yeah, we're just going to cast Mishra claimed by Gix. We're going to hold up the Fire Prophecy and the Mishra-themed Reveler. Also want to hit more mana so we can also level up Warlock class. I'm going to assume that oh yeah, this one opponent going Guardian Project first. Okay, opponent really going for greed. Yeah, actually Guardian Project is a non-bow here because the copy will enter first. It's not, and it's really a non-bow. So I can put this in the bottom, but I don't want to because I am probably going to be able to spectacle it. Sedgemoor Witch. So 1, 2, 3, 1. Now our opponent could double block this guy. I could also, yeah, I can't spectacle this quite yet. I'm actually going to send these two here. That's a drain 2 already. That gives a spectacle. And now we have quite a bit of mana here. So we're gonna spectacle, discard and draw a tree. This is nice. We hit our Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Let's go. You know what? Let's go for it. There's a chance that our opponent might have removal, but they are down to 3 cards. Let's go for it. Because why not? Let's see if our opponent has the Indrik. Now they will. Now the main plan is to take out Mishra, because I can always just unearth the Dragon Engine. We have a Finale Promise. We can cast 1 instant and 1 sorcery. So opponent going for the Cragplate Ballot, Hexproof and Haste. So let's see, if we flip this, this becomes a 9/9. Creatures you don't control, so we can actually shrink these. Now these don't have kick. Now these don't have trample, so I'm surprised our opponent attacked. Opponent is missing 1 land to tap. They need 1 more land. They can untap another target permanent, but they don't have... Okay, you know what? Let's... So So I have Finale Promise, but let's see. We only have 2 red mana too. So let's go X equals 3. Actually, you know what? Let's go let's go into combat first. And yay, we got Mishra, lost the Phyrexia, so I can choose 3 creatures. Okay, deal 3 damage to any target. Creatures you control gain menace until and trample until end of turn, and target opponent discards 2 cards. And any target, yeah, we'll ping the Kelpie. Yeah, the trample and menace should pretty much do it there. Okay, they'll have blockers. Yeah, the menace. So now I'm actually surprised they did not just block. Oh, and it has a flick too. I'm surprised they did not just block Mishra, but I think this was kind of a give up at this point. Whew. And there we go. We actually did it. Pretty much a good way to cap this episode. So not bad. Not every Planeswalker deck is created equal. I hope you guys would have better luck with Ashnod and Uncommon Mishra. But otherwise, the other 3 decks are relatively solid. So I wish you guys the best of luck if you go up against Urza's Forces. But it's kind of worrisome that the only 2 I've encountered are Mythic Urza and Taunos. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode of Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications, and whatnot. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care, God bless, stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.